What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel Skotrix, and today as you can see we are back on NBA 2K21 for another build guide video. And in today's video I'm going to be doing part 3 of my 5-day series where I'm doing the best 3 builds for every single position, and today is going to be the best builds for small forwards. And these are going to be the best 3 small forward builds in NBA 2K21 current gen. Now on Monday I did the best point guard builds, yesterday I did the 3 best shooting guard builds, tomorrow will be the best power forwards, and Friday will be the best center builds for NBA 2K21 current gen. But now without any further ado, let's get right into the video here. Alright, so for this first build right here, on this screen nothing really matters too much. The only thing that's important is you want the position to be small forward, obviously, since this is the best small forward builds. Then for the hand, jersey number, name, none of that matters. You can set that up however you want, then go ahead and click continue. Now for the skill breakdown right here, for the first build you're just going to want to go ahead and go down to the pure yellow one, or pure orange, whatever you call it. This one right here, mostly playmaking. This is the pie chart you're going to want for the first build right here, so go ahead and confirm this. Now for the physicals profile, you're going to want to take this top one right here, pure speed. This build is going to be super fast for a small forward, one of the fastest small forward builds you can make in the game, if not the fastest. So this is definitely the pie chart you want to take for this build. Majority purple, majority speed, go ahead and confirm that. Now for the attribute and badge distribution for this build, first off for finishing right here you want to max out close shot, driving layup, and driving dunk just like that. And then you can actually go back up to your close shot and move it down to an 81 overall and still keep those 3 finishing badges. So that's what you're going to want to do. 3 finishing badges will be enough for this build, and you don't need those extra stats on close shot. It's better just to keep those attributes for upgrades in other places. So once your finishing is looking like this, you can go down to shooting right here. For shooting you just want to max out mid-range, 3-pointer, free throw, and post fade just like that. You can see that gives you 15 shooting badges. If you move anything down you lose that shooting badge, and you don't want that. You want to make sure you have 15 shooting badges to help you shoot consistently on this build. Then you can go down to playmaking right here, max out pass accuracy and ball handle just like that. Then you can actually move your pass accuracy down a little bit to an 86 right here and still have those 30 playmaking badges, which is an absolutely ridiculous amount of playmaking badges for this build. You're obviously going to have pro dribble moves with this build, and it's going to be really good to ISO since you're going to have size over most guards. And with this many playmaking badges and attributes, you're not going to have any problem doing that. So now once you have it looking like that, you can go down to defense. For defense you want to max out perimeter, lateral, steal, defensive rebound, block, and then put these last 6 right here into either interior defense or offensive rebound. It doesn't matter which one you want to do. It's really just personal preference, but I'm going to put it into interior defense right here. Then once you have your attribute and badges looking like this, you can go ahead and click continue to go on to the next screen. Now for the body shape, it doesn't matter. You can pick whatever one you want. It doesn't affect the build in any way. All it changes is how the build looks, so you can just pick whatever one you like the look of the best. For me, I'm going to take defined, but again, you can take whatever one you like the best. Now for the height right here, you just want to stay at 6'7". This is really what makes the build super good, is you're going to have at least a 2-inch height advantage over most guards. Some guards you'll have a 5 or 4-inch height advantage. So that's what really makes this build like a demigod build, because those builds are not going to be able to guard you when you have this high of ball handle, this good of finishing, this good of shooting, and this good of speed. No position is going to be able to guard you. So this is a really good build at 6'7" right here. That's where you're going to want to take that. Now for the weight right here, just go all the way down to minimum weight, and then you can actually move it up quite a few pounds right here to 188 pounds. And the only thing that changes between minimum weight and 188 pounds is your strength goes up 2 at 188 pounds compared to a minimum weight. So this is really where you want to be right here, 188 pounds, 8 pounds above minimum. Go ahead and confirm that. Now for the wingspan right here, you want to bring this down a bit, not quite to minimum, not quite to 79, but to 80 inches right here. So you have an 80 mid-range shot and a 74 3-pointer, and remember you also have 15 shooting badges to go along with those stats. So you should be able to shoot really consistently with this build, and also it's pretty good at finishing at the rim. And even though your defense goes down a little bit with the wingspan right here, you'll still be able to defend really almost any position except for maybe some centers in this game. So this build is a lot better at defense than the stats suggest due to the height on the build and how agile it is. But anyways, once you have all your stuff looking like this for the wingspan, you can go ahead and click continue. Now for the takeover, I definitely recommend the playmaker takeover. This is really a playmaking oriented build, so I think this is the best takeover to take for it. You could take shot creator maybe, but you only have an 80 mid-range, so I don't know if you're really going to want to be shooting too many fadeaway or leaning shots from mid-range. And same thing with slasher. This build is a pretty good slasher, but it's not amazing. You're not going to be dunking on people with this build for sure, so I don't think slasher or shot creator is the way to go. I think playmaker is definitely the way to go for this build, and that's what I'm going to take right here. And as you can see, boom, point forward, shades of Gordon Hayward, Latrell Sprewell, and DeMar DeRozan. So there we go, that's the first build in the best small forward builds for NBA 2K21 current gen. Now let's get on to the second build right here. Alright, so for the second build, first things first, you want to make sure your position is small forward, obviously, and again, nothing else matters on this screen. You could set it all up however you want. Go ahead and click continue. Now for the skill breakdown right here, you're going to want to go ahead and go down to the pure red, the pure defense one right here. So this one right here, the one with majority defense. This is the pie chart you're going to want to take here. This build will be able to guard every single position from super quick point guards all the way to post scoring centers. And this pie chart is what you're going to need for that pure defense, pure red right here. So go ahead and confirm that. Now for the physicals profile right here, you want to go down to the perfectly balanced one, the bottom one right here. This is so you get the best of all worlds: speed, agility, vertical, and strength, which will help you guard every position and also be more valuable on offense. So this is definitely the pie chart you want to take for this build, the perfectly balanced between all three one. Go ahead and confirm that. Now for the attribute and badge distribution for this build, first for finishing, you want to max out close shot, driving layup, driving dunk, and standing dunk, just like that. And you can't really drop anything because you will lose a finishing badge, and you don't want that, so you're just going to leave your finishing stats just like this with 14 badges, which will be enough for this build. Then you're going to want to skip shooting for this build, go down to playmaking, max out pass accuracy, and ball handle, just like that. Then you're also going to want to put your post moves up to a 55 right here, so you get these 7 playmaking badges. Now you have 182 remaining attribute points for all your defense right here. And starting off, first of all, you want to max out your interior defense, perimeter defense, lateral quickness, steal, defensive rebound, block, and then put these remaining 18 into your offensive rebound right here. So this is what your defense stats are going to look like. These aren't going to be your final stats. They're going to go up quite a bit from this point. Like I said, this build is an insanely good lockdown, so your stats are even going to get better from here. But you also have a little bit of playmaking and finishing with this build, so it will be valuable on offense, but it's really more of a defending build for playing either the big man in 2s or 3s in the park, or really any position in a 5v5 game mode like the rec or pro-am. But anyways, once you have your stats looking just like this, you can go ahead and click confirm. For the body shape, again, it doesn't matter. You can pick whatever one you want. Doesn't affect the build, only affects how the build looks. I'm going to take built for this build, but again, take whatever one you want. Now for the height, you want to go up to 6'8" right here. You can see this brings down a couple of your stats, but nothing too crazy, and it bounces out your defense stats quite a bit, so it moves the perimeter defense stats down to the mid 80s and also moves your inside defense stats up to the mid 80s, so that's really good. A couple of your playmaking stats go down a bit, but not too much, not a big deal right there. Same thing with your finishing, some go up, some go down. Don't worry about that too much, just confirm it at 6'8" right here. Now for the weight right here, pretty simple what you want to do for this. All you want to do is move it down 1 pound, so your acceleration goes up 1 and nothing else changes. All the base stats for this build are pretty good, and remember, once you run on the treadmill and do your workout, all of your stats on your physicals profile will go up by +4, and also once you get above 95 overall, all of your attributes will go up 1 point for every overall you get over 95. So these will be really good. They're going to go up a little bit in the next slide as well, but 124 pounds is definitely the way you want to have this build. Go ahead and confirm that. Now for the wingspan right here, just go completely maxed on wingspan. You can see this brings your finishing up a ton, your interior defense, rebounding, all that stuff goes up a ton. And the only things that really go down are your ball handle by 1 and your strength by a couple ticks right there, but those really aren't too big of a deal compared to all the extra finishing and defense that you get by having your stats like this. So once your stats are looking like this, go ahead and click continue. Now for the takeover, I definitely recommend the lockdown defender. You can take the glass cleaner takeover if you prefer that, but I think the lockdown defender is definitely the way to go for this build. It's one of my favorite takeovers in the whole game, but again, personal preference right here. You could take glass cleaner, but I'm taking lockdown right here, and as you can see, boom, two-way finisher, shades of Sean Marion, Jonathan Isaac, and Jimmy Butler. So there we go. That's the second build right there for the best small forwards in NBA 2K21 current gen. Now let's get on to the third and final build right here. Alright, so for the third and final build for the small forwards in NBA 2K21 current gen, you want to make your position, again, small forward obviously, hand, jersey number, name, none of that matters, set that up however you want, go ahead, click continue. Now for the skill breakdown right here, you want to go down to the shooting and defense one, this one right here. You want to make sure you take this one and not the one with a little bit more defense than shooting, which is this one. You don't want this one. You want to make sure you take the perfectly balanced between blue and green, or red and green, sorry, between defense and shooting. Go ahead and take this pie chart right here. Now for the physicals profile for this build, you're going to want to take the pure speed one, this one right here, majority purple. This is just so you can be really quick and guard players on the perimeter, as well as be able to move around efficiently on the perimeter on offense. Don't worry too much about the strength. You'll still be able to guard big men with this build, even with lower strength. You might not be able to guard post scorers or something like that, but you'll be able to guard paint beasts, glass cleaning finishers, stretch fours, glass cleaning lockdowns, all that. You should have no problem guarding. So take this one right here, the top one, the majority purple pie chart right there. Then for the attribute and badge distribution for this build, first off for finishing right here, you just want to max out your driving layup, driving dunk, and just leave close shot for now. You're going to come back to close shot at the end, but just leave it for now. Then go down to shooting. For shooting, pretty simple. You just want to max out every single category. This will give you 19 shooting badges. If you move anything down, you'll go down to 18 shooting badges. You don't want that. You want to make sure you have those 19 shooting badges, so have everything maxed out right here. Then go down to playmaking. First for pass accuracy, you want to max that out. And also your ball handle you want to max out right here. And again, same thing with these. If you move them down, you'll lose a playmaking badge, and you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you have those 4 playmaking badges for this build. Then onto defense right here. First you want to max out perimeter defense, lateral, steal, block, defensive rebound, and then put up your interior defense until you get these 20 defense badges right here. So you'll have to get this to a 61 overall right here to get those 20 defense badges. Then with these 18 remaining stats right here, you can go up and put them into close shot right there. So this is how you want to have the attribute and badge distribution right here. You can see it gives 1 finishing, 19 shooting, 4 playmaking, and 20 defense. So very similar to a rebounding wing from 2K20, how this build is set up right here. And once you have your attributes and badges set up like this, you can go ahead and click continue. Body shape, again, same thing, doesn't matter. I'll take compact, but it won't affect the build in any way. For the height for this build, you can again just stay at 6'7". This is a good height for this build. You could also go up to 6'8". It'll make the build a little bit different, but I recommend just staying at 6'7" for this build. Then you can go ahead and click continue. For the weight right here, you actually don't want to move this at all in any direction. Just keep it at 222 pounds right here. This is the perfect spot. You don't lose anything either way. If you move it too far up, you're going to lose some speed and acceleration, and if you move it too far down, you're going to lose some strength. So you don't want that. 222 pounds is the perfect spot for this build. Go ahead and confirm that. Now for the wingspan right here, there's really 2 ways that you could set this up. You could either go down 2, which focuses a little bit more on shooting. It gives you a 79 mid-range and a 77 3-pointer, but it does bring down your defense stats a little bit. Or you could go +1 from base, and it brings up a couple of your defense stats, as well as giving you basically a 3-inch longer wingspan, but it doesn't move up the shooting. So depending on your playstyle, if you want to be more of a defender, you could put it like this at 85 inches, or if you want to be more of a shooter, you could put it at 82. I'm just going to put it at 82 right here, but again, you could put it however fits your playstyle the best. And now for the takeover right here, I think the lockdown or the sharpshooter are definitely the way to go for this build, either one of these. I don't recommend the playmaker or the shot creator takeover. I don't think they're really the best way to go for this build at all, and it's definitely not what I would recommend you go with. So either the lockdown or the sharpshooter is the way to go for this build in my opinion. I'm going to take the sharpshooter, but it really depends on your personal playstyle. And as you can see, boom, perimeter lockdown, shades of Chris Mullin, Jimmy Butler, and Kawhi Leonard. So there you guys go. That's how you build the best 3 small forward builds in NBA 2K21 current gen. Small forwards really aren't the best builds in this game for the most part, but these are the 3 best ones that you can make in NBA 2K21. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. I upload daily NBA 2K21 content, build guides, jump shots, tips and tricks, all that. And I also stream on Twitch. My link will be in the description. Make sure you go follow me over there. But anyways, that's gonna be it. Alright, peace.